Hi my salty pecans, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Pamela and this is Lola. She is one of my co-hosts, one of two. And on today's video I am going to be doing a fun little one, and it is going to be my, what is it? What season are we in? We are at the end of winter. It is called spring equinox, right? So winter is nearing its end. Daylight savings, I believe, is actually tonight, and spring is right around the corner. So before summer, before winter gets done with, I want to share with you all my current cactus collection. I do not own many cactus. I don't have a lot of them, mainly because I started to fall really deep into love with this plant hobby and with the green luscious foliage. But of course I have been growing cactus for a while now. One of the older plants in my overall collection is actually this euphorbia, and I got it in the year 2014. So yes, I like my cactus, but again, I don't have that many. So today's video I'm going to be sharing with you all the little bit of cactus that I have in my collection. I do plan this year to increase it. I actually want to double whatever the amount of cactus I have now by, let's say, next winter. So winter 2023, I would love to have doubled the amount of cactus that I do own. I love them. And some people say they're boring. Yeah, they're boring, whatever, but that's your business, that's your prerogative, not my prerogative. And I love them. I love how just different they are. I like the spikes, even though the spikes, they're very painful. That's cool. I just gotta learn to, keep my fingers away from it, right? So if you're interested in seeing the cactus that I currently own in my collection, then keep on watching. So welcome back, everybody. Okay, I want to pretty much jump right into the video because again, I don't have that many and they're pretty much all behind me right now. Lola, I can't give her the attention and affection she wants right now. We're filming. Anyways, so the first cactus in my collection that I want to share with you all is actually this baby right here. I don't know exactly which type of cactus it is. It was one of the ones that you just get from Home Depot, and it had the faux flowers glued on top of it. So that flower is gone, and I can actually indicate to you how much new growth this plant has pushed out. So let me get this here. So got my little spade, and if you can see, like right here, it's missing a thorn, right? So where you kind of see like the thorns are kind of like ripped off, that is where the flower used to be, right at the top. So that flower fell off and the plant grows from the top. So all the new little things just kind of like, so let's say this was the top, right? So instead of it being the tip, it's like now the side, and there's a new tip at the top. So it's grown maybe like 1 inch in the past year, but I'm still happy about it. I picked this plant up for when Svetlana and I did our little fairy castle. I don't know what was going on, but one by one, what are they? The cactus and the aloes, they were just dying off, and now there's one. It's the loneliest number that you ever seen. 2 Heavy is better as 1. Yeah, so this is the first cactus in my collection. The next one is actually an anomaly. I think this one is so weird. It's like, I don't understand this plant at all. If you are someone who knows cactus and you can explain this phenomenon to me, then please do explain it to me. I am always here, willing and ready to learn new things, especially about this So this is the next cactus in my collection, and this is some sort of crest, you know, some sort of crested euphorbia, some sort of crested cactus. And this plant is really, it really is so odd. So if you can take a little look inside of here, right? Okay, let me see, maybe I can turn it this way. All right, perfect, boom. All right, follow me, follow me, follow me. All of these little chopsticks in here is just to help hold the plant because it's just so top heavy. It's to hold it here so it's not like, oh, plunk, plunk itself over. So let me get a little bit closer and just show it to you. So this plant was grafted, and if you don't know what grafting is, it's basically you taking one plant and you're cutting part of it, and you're taking another plant, then you're connecting two separate, completely different plants together, right? You're grafting them together, you're combining them, and with the hopes that the top portion, right, is able to grow into what you want it to be while using the nutrients and the whole root system of the bottom plant that you are combining it. So this crested cactus is a grafted plant, and some way, somehow, the graft, right here is no longer grafting, but the top, it's still pushing out so much new growth, and the other part decided to put out an offshoot, and that offshoot is offshooting itself. So I just have grafts on top of crests on top of grafts, and I don't understand how the top portion is able to survive, even though the whole middle section, like I said, this whole middle section right here is dry. It just is dry. So maybe even though it's looking dry on the outside, there's still some viable life happening in between that little gray stick right here, but I don't understand how that's happening. So my heater actually just turned on. I am going to come back literally in an hour because my heat is gonna run for about like 40 minutes. Come back and finish the rest of my cactus collection.
2 hours later.
Okay, so the next cactus in my collection that I want to share with you all is right here, and it is my penis cactus. Bloop. It's so funny, it's so dope how just plants grow, different plants, you know, put out new growth different ways. Some do it linear like this, right, just one thing straight up, while others, they just put out new growth offshoots and the parent does not get any larger. So this center one right here was the original penis cactus, and I think it had this big old protruding thing, right? So I got the ball sacks. People think these are like butt cheeks. No, these are like literally like nut sacks. So this is the next cactus in my collection. It's pretty dope. Yeah. So I want to mention this one right here. It's my booby cactus. So I do want to ask people who actually collect cactus, they have them in their collection. This is how mine looks. And since I got it a few years ago, it's always had some of these like random just like patches of like brown, but it's not brown. It looks just like it was once starting to rot, but it's not. And when I squeeze it, it's not like squishy, you know, it's firm. So I don't know if it's caused by sun damage. I don't think it's pest because there's no pest on here. Maybe before I got it in the mail, it did have a pest. But yeah, let me know if you do collect the booby cactus or if you do own cactus, and you can just let me know what that is. I have no idea, and it's a little concerning, honestly, just a smidge concerning. So I'm going to, oh, this is so heavy. This is the next cactus in my collection. This is my Spiralis cactus, Sirius forbesii. spiralis, and I love it. It's pretty dope. Really just chill, cool. Mine doesn't spiralize as much as it should, but I placed it outside this past summer, and I definitely feel like that was super beneficial to it. Putting it outside did start to give it that better shape versus leaving it indoors. When I did get this plant, it was shorter originally, but it has since like all of them grown. But again, I'm going to put this back outside this summer, spring, summer. Okay, so the next cactus I'm going to show you all is the first one that I ever owned in my collection, and it is actually my Euphorbia lactea. This is a gigantic plant, and originally I got this in 2014 in DR, and it was like grown by and distributed by Costa Farms. So I brought it back to the States, and it's really easy. So when I first purchased it, all of them were really short. So if you don't know how euphorbias grow, it basically indicates like with like indents where like new growth comes. So as I was saying, this was like the original plant, so they were this tall. I think this one was like probably like down here. This one's looking like it was here, and this larger one is like about here. So every year it's gone ahead and like pushed out new growth and, you know, created offshoots of arms, right? So this is the next cactus in my collection, and it's my Euphorbia lactea. And there's another kind of euphorbia in here. So there's this one that has this little bit of like white in it, and then this one is just like straight up green. So there's two different sort of euphorbias in here, but I don't know what's what. And yeah, this one, as you can see, has some fresh new growth. I love that lime green sort of soft fleshiness. So it's like this whole head is growing, but it's also putting out what, 2-3 different little arms. So this is this year's new growth, and I believe this was maybe like last year's, along with parts of the arm. So exciting. So there are 2 more cactus in my collection. This is my Euphorbia lactea white ghost. I purchased this from Jordan, who owns Puerto Rico plants, and I love this plant so much. It is so stunning. I always wanted a lactea white ghost, and he was selling them, and of course he was able to ship one of these babies to me, and not only just one. I managed to get my hands on 2. He did have 3 available at the time, but I just ended up going with 2 because, you know, had to be mindful of the pockets. We didn't want to go broke buying plants, right? That's never any good. So similarly to the regular green lactea, just a plain old green, this one too is putting out so much new growth. You might hear my heater. Hopefully it doesn't ruin the rest of the video because I'm done anyways. So yes. So yes, my salty pecans, those are all of the cactus in my collection. I know I don't have that many, and that's the whole point. Let me just count for you. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I only own 8 cactus, so hopefully I will probably have like 16 by next year. I would love to just have different varieties, maybe obesas. Again, if you're interested, I actually already have a cactus wish list. Yes, I put out a wish list earlier this year. There's a few different ones that I want, like the Amic, whatever, however it's pronounced. A couple more serious for Bessie Eyes. And yeah, I am so excited to get my hands on them. But I think that's where I want to round off the rest of this video, okay? So thank you so much, my salty pecans, for watching my cactus collection winter 2022. If you liked it, then let me know by giving it a thumbs up and sharing. Subscribe if you aren't already. Join this little cookie family because we're pretty awesome here. Become a salty pecan, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. Make sure to follow me on my other social media platforms at HauzPlant, HauzPlant, and I will see you on the next one. Let's get growing. Bye.